everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Shaughnessy, and if you like my vibe, subscribe. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a few tips on how to use up fragrances and products in your collection. A lot of people, you have a large collection. How do you use it up? How do you get through fragrances? And these are some things that I have been doing for years with my collection because I've always had an above average fragrance collection and products. I'm a product junkie, but I don't like to waste my money, and I do like to use up what I buy. So the first thing I would suggest is always keep up with how long you've had fragrances in your collection. I don't keep a log or anything, but I can kind of remember, okay, I've had this for, X amount of years or not too long. And then the ones that you are older in your collection, if you're not trying, I'm not a collector. I'm not trying to collect fragrances just to have. I want to use what I spent my money on. So I keep up with how long things have been in my collection. I don't want them to go bad, and concentrate on a few to use up once they've reached a certain amount. With me, it's 5 years. I think once I've had it 5 years or over 5 years, it's time for me to either use it if I still enjoy the fragrance or gift it to someone. And also, if you're constantly buying fragrances and not using them, your collection can just become overwhelming to some. If you're not one who just wants to have a grand collection of fragrances, like I know some people collect fragrances, but like I said, that's not me. So you want to keep a maintainable collection, and only you know what's maintainable for you. So for me, I keep an eye on how long I've had my fragrances, and I always try to choose some to use up. And to go along with what I mentioned earlier, I choose fragrances based on how long I've had them, and choose a number. If it's one fragrance from your collection. Now, for me, I have a larger collection of fresher fragrances. So I've been focusing, especially during quarantine, on using up fragrances that have been on my list to try, to use and enjoy, but it's getting to that time where I know it could possibly go bad. I don't want to take that chance, and so I had quite a few I wanted to use up. Now for the fall, winter, I'm just going to show you one. This has been in a few videos. This is Coco Mademoiselle. You see, I'm almost done with this. So this is one I would look at and say, how long have I had this in my collection? Okay, it's been this long. It's time to use this bad boy up, because perfume does go bad. So like I said, this is something I've been doing for years. So this is an example. I'll look at this, say, okay, this is almost gone, and how long have I had it? If it's newer, I'm not going to rush through it just to use it. But if it's been years like this one, I'll say, okay, it's time to use this fragrance up. So that's a visual example of how I keep up with my fragrances, how long, and look at, how much is in the bottle. And also, I would say be selective in the fragrances you purchase. You don't want to just watch, because I know I got sucked into it a little bit when I was watching fragrance videos, and everything looks pretty, everything smells good, and I just a fragrance is a ton of fragrances out there, so you can just be spending money all day every day. But if you want to, I don't like to waste my money. That burns me up. So if I'll watch videos now, you have to also know what fragrances you really like and enjoy, because everybody can make anything smell good. anything sound good and that it's a must-have for your collection. So be selective, so you're not having 100 bottles and you really only enjoy 30 of them. That's not a good collection. So when I'm watching videos or reading reviews, I say, would this be something I would really love? Now, be very selective. And with what I'm doing now, sometimes I feel like I want to review a fragrance, but I also wouldn't say just go out and buy something. Right now it's hard to test fragrances, so that's why I'm saying be selective in your blind buying. I know I am, and do your research. Read up on fragrances, watch fragrance reviews, so you can make a good choice, because that is how I purchase my fragrances. Even before Corona, and it was hard to, now it's hard to sample fragrances, I would still research videos on fragrances because they're not cheap. The majority of fragrances are not cheap. So like I said, I don't like to waste my money. Also, I would say resist purchasing fragrances that are very similar. If you have, unless you love I know there are a lot of flankers for fragrances in the world of fragrance today. So if I'm not saying don't buy a flanker, because I do buy flankers, and I enjoy buying flankers, especially if I love the original scent, or I prefer the flankers over the original scent. But if you love, I'm trying to think of one that's very similar. Okay, these are the three that I did a video that's off the top of my head. Light Blue EDT, Light Blue Intense, and I Love Love by Moschino. All those three are similar. They do not smell exactly alike. But would I say you need all three? No. Now, I purchased two of them, the Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense, because I've been hearing about it for years, and because I knew I was getting ready to finish up my original Light Blue EDT. And I wanted to purchase I Love Love because I heard so many wonderful reviews, and because of this channel right now, I want to bring you good content. But for the average perfume wearer, consumer, buyer, those three, in my opinion, you wouldn't need all three of them. And I've done this all my life too. If I smell, a lot of fragrances smell good. They do. And if you are a perfume lover like me, it's not many that I go, oh, I hate that. I mean, I could buy thousands of fragrances because I love so many when I smell them. But I've always said, okay, if I have, I'm trying to think of another example, maybe back in the day. Oh, no, okay, Victoria's Secret. I even take somebody with me because I just love fragrance so much, and I'll say, as I'm sniffing things, especially during the semi-annual sale, does this smell unique to you? Let's rate it, because I just love fragrance. And when you're a lover of fragrance, you tend to just think a lot of things smell good. But is it really worth purchasing? That's what you have to ask yourself. Do you need another vanilla fragrance? Do you need another fresh fragrance? And here's another example for me. I recently filmed a video, fragrances I would not repurchase. I had Chanel Chance Eau Fraiche in that video because to me they don't smell exactly alike, but Acqua di Gioia and Chanel Chance Eau Fraiche give me the same vibe. So I said, why own both? I would choose to repurchase. I would choose the one I like the most. So that's another way to be able to use up your products. You don't have a ton that smell the same. You want everything to be a little unique, a little different. That's another thing I do, and another way I don't have my collection getting out of hand for me. Now, something I've always done, yeah, since I've gotten a larger collection, which has been since in my late teens, I will rotate fragrances to use weekly or monthly. So right now I'm concentrating so much on my project pan that I'm doing that I have not been using a ton. Like I'll take a break and say I really want to wear this fragrance, so I'm going to wear it. But usually, which is coming up soon because I don't have a lot of sweet gourmandy fragrances in my collection. That's something I'm going to work on. So for the fall winter season, I don't think I'm going to have a lot that I'm going to be focusing on using up. So I will be going back to something I've done all my life, which is I'll choose fragrances. This is how I do for work, seriously. I will pick out my outfits and I will say, okay, which fragrance do I want to wear? Which goes with this outfit for me? And that is how I will select my fragrances for the week. Or if it's some fragrances I feel like I have not been giving a lot of love, then I will just choose them and kind of base what I want to wear around the fragrance. So that's a good way also. Get you a little tray or put you some fragrances out that you can use for the week or the month. I've seen it done both ways and I've done it both